Hello and welcome to Horror Legend with your hosts,
Legend.
and Chris. Oh my god. Welcome back to Horror Legend. I am the horror weenie Chris.
And I am the horror buff. Legend.
Legend. Oh, we have another festive episode.
Yes, welcome to December.
Yeah.
It is winter time. It is Christmas time, holiday season.
Oh, I know. It's like almost 50 degrees at night here now.
Oh my god.
Ooh, burr.
Just coldest city in America.
Well, have you ever wondered what National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation would look like as a horror movie?
Always.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well, your prayers have been answered because we watched Krampus.
Yes, we did watch Krampus, or Krampus.
Krampus.
It is German, after all. It came out in 2015. It's directed by Michael Dougherty. For those who might know, he also directed the movie Trick or Treat, about Halloween traditions, and Samhain or Samhain and Samhain.
Yeah. Well,
many different pronunciations, but the correct one, Samhain, which is also a very good movie. We might end up doing that at some point, probably in the fall.
Yeah.
If we get there.
Yeah. If we make it.
Definitely a man who loves traditions based on this Trick or Treat and Krampus. It is starring Toni Collette. People may know her from Hereditary, of course, which we did earlier. And many other movies like The Sixth Sense and Knives Out and definitely other things. Adam Scott, who plays Ben in Parks and Recreation. You might know him from that. Alison Tolman, who... The first thing I think I saw her in was that Fargo TV show. She was very good in it. She's a very good actor. And David Koechner, who, of course, is in the Anchorman movies as the sports guy.
He's hilarious.
He's
I love him.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he always has that weird thing going on with his mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, Krampus came out in 2015. And so we're here to talk about a German tradition turned horror movie.
Yeah.
Which I do have a little trivia on that. It's a huge part of Austrian and German folklore, Krampus is.
Yeah.
They do
Yeah.
They do a Krampus run every year, and it's the men of villages in, I think, southern Germany and in Austria. They dress up like Krampus, and they run around and scare children and chase children and stuff.
It's Krampusnacht.
It's Krampusnacht, yes. He comes for children who have been bad, kidnaps children, whips them with a stick situation.
It's good times.
It's great times. The Shadow of St. Nicholas, as he is called.
Yeah. So, speaking of the shadow of St. Nicholas, the winter time in olden times, I mean, I don't know, really olden times.
The 50s.
The 50s. The entire winter was still spooky season. It wasn't just Halloween. The winter was terrifying, and, you didn't know whether you would get out of it alive or not. So...
It's very true.
Yeah. So I think that these spirits that are... out to, decide who's naughty and nice and is going to, take people away. It's your kids might die in the middle of the winter.
Yeah.
You don't know.
It was kind of a way to explain to the children what could and could not happen during the winter.
Yeah.
Without telling them explicitly that it's death and...
Exactly. Exactly. And, that's sweet. But
everybody loves a good cautionary tale.
I know. I didn't grow up with Krampus, obviously. I'm not from Germany, but...
See, and my family is mostly German, and my grandma had no idea who Krampus was.
Interesting.
Which I'm pretty sure her mother did, and just
Really?
never did the tradition.
Interesting. Was she like the grandma in this movie?
I actually have no idea.
No, your grandma.
Oh, my grandmother.
Yeah.
Her mom, I have no idea. My grandmother,
Okay.
no, she's I mean, it's a bunch of hard-headed German women are my family.
Okay. But fully
um,
Americanized, I
yeah.
suppose. Okay.
But she's not back old enough to like have the German accent or like from directly from Germany or any of that stuff.
Okay. My whole mother's side is German, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. They're a lot of fun.
Not strict at all.
No, not at all. I was really ready for this movie. I like campy, and when you mentioned it was kind of in the vein of Gremlins, I was like, okay, I'm ready for this. This is gonna be fun.
That kind of fun.
And I love Krampus. Yeah. I mean, I love just Krampus in general. I mean, fuck those kids,
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Not literally.
No, we're not that kind of podcast. So another movie that opened with a Black Friday sale.
Yes. I know Thanksgiving had the opening as a Black Friday sale. To be honest, this one is, to me, better done.
It was better done.
Because you have the happy Bing Crosby Christmas music playing.
Yeah.
Over people getting trampled and people fighting over things and just comedy happening.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as gory and death-filled as the beginning of Thanksgiving.
No, I feel like this one was way more to show you, like, yeah, we're going to play Christmas music like this, and this is really what it's supposed to mean, but nobody cares anymore. Nobody gives a shit. We all just want deals, and we want fight with each other to get the best prices. And
yeah. I'm celebrating Yule this year, I think. Christmas is... It's done. It's had its time. Yeah.
Listen, for me, it's Halloween 365, so...
Well, that too. Grandma was making cookies, wasn't she, at the beginning?
She was.
Yeah. I really wanted someone to get, killed with a cookie cutter or something. This was not, a slasher movie, though,
no.
I was just, I think, I went in with the expectation of, maybe there's some gore.
Definitely not a slasher movie, but all of the monsters and monster attacks were Christmas-themed, unlike Thanksgiving, that had maybe 2 Thanksgiving-themed kills.
They were very Christmas-themed. We'll get to that later, but, that was the best part. That little kid walked in. I don't know any of these characters' names. I'm just going to preface that. I'm going to talk about the actors, or I'm just, I'll say Adam Scott or Toni Collette. I don't know what their names were. It was not made clear in the movie at all. So
I think it's better that way anyway.
The little kid, the main kid.
Who, if I might say... is insanely adorable.
Oh my god, so adorable. But you know what's funny is he looks like LP. Do you know LP, that lesbian rocker chick? I swear to God. No. He looked like LP.
That's hilarious. Seriously, one of the cutest kids.
Adorable, though. Yes, adorable. He kind of looked like the kid from Neverending Story, too. He kind of gave that vibe.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
One traumatic movie at a time, please. Just kidding.
I saw, Toni Collette at the beginning, too, and it's a departure from Hereditary, for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
A little lighter.
It's a little lighter. I mean, she didn't hold back on acting chops in this, though.
No matter what movie she's in, she never holds back.
No, she was
Which is what I love about her.
Again, she was the one person I was looking at and believing.
Oh, yeah.
That she was there.
Yeah, Adam Scott also did very well for being a serious thing.
Yeah.
Because I think up until this point, most people knew him for Parks and Recreation, so it's ooh, comedy. This is serious, campy serious, but serious.
Yeah. I think what he proved to me is that he's fucking hot, too. Yeah.
He is a very handsome man.
He proved that yet again in this movie.
I'm not going to say no.
No.
Right?
Grandma wouldn't say no either. She would say 9 because she doesn't understand English, or she understands English completely, but she doesn't speak at all.
She doesn't really like to speak English. But what I do like about that in the movie is that the family just understands German
Yeah.
because they grew up with her.
But don't speak it back.
Don't speak it back. They probably, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, when you have like a language you can kind of understand, but you have no idea really how to speak it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Plus,
that
you
does
would have to
happen.
teach all these actors German.
Well, it's
and that's
yeah. Well, it's like growing up here in Arizona. We get a lot of Spanish-speaking people,
Yeah.
and you know, you pick up a word here or two there, but just because you've been around it for so long.
Oh,
But I don't know how to speak it.
Okay, I guess I feel this because I do understand a good amount of Spanish. Like when people are saying something to me, I understand it.
Exactly.
I can't say anything back.
No, my mom's the same way. Like whenever somebody's speaking Spanish around her, she can pick up definitely a few more words than I can.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like it's the same way. Like this little kid grew up with his German grandmother just speaking German to him the whole time, so he just can understand.
Yeah.
At least the context of what she's saying.
Yeah. 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 Family. This movie is about family.
It is about family.
And whether you like them at all or not, I'm thousands of miles away from my family, and I'm fine with that.
I'm pretty close with a lot of my family. I will say the most relatable part of this is the redneck family coming over.
Yeah. Which was also National Lampoon's Christmas.
Which is also
Vacation.
National Lampoon's.
It was basically that
It was
character.
basically that movie. I'm pretty sure Michael Dougherty took a lot of inspiration from that
Yeah.
type of stuff. But also, even if he didn't, that concept is just insanely relatable to have some weird part of your family that always comes to Christmas, or that you go see for Christmas, probably.
I didn't have that. So, yeah, I didn't grow up with extended family.
Oh, okay.
So I just never had that really. I mean, anytime I saw my grandma, it was like a transactional thing. Like
Oh,
hi. You want a yogurt?
What do you want? For me, it's literally like me and my mom, grandparents. That's the close-knit family. And then my mom's sister and her family, just like this movie, because it was Toni Collette's sister.
Oh, yeah.
Allison Tolman. And then David Koechner is the, like, redneck, hunting, gun-toting uncle, which is literally my uncle. So, like, I can completely relate
Oh,
to most
okay.
of this. Not really to the part where they're like, well, you know, you're poor, we're rich, because, like, obviously my family's not rich. But I can definitely relate to the... kind of redneckish family gathering.
Yeah. I definitely relate.
Don't worry, my uncle does not listen to this.
Good. I definitely relate to Toni Collette, you know, and people not appreciating her food.
Oh yeah, they're like making this fancy dinner, and I'm looking at the table, and I'm like, those are green beans and Brussels sprouts.
Oh, I know. Right?
What are we doing here?
Yeah, I mean, that didn't quite track, but
Fancy dinner?
it didn't track. Except for the creme brulee.
Maybe the creme brulee.
Yeah.
I'll give you the
That
creme
is a
brulee.
lot of work, honestly. I don't like making it. I love eating it, but I hate making that. Anyway.
I feel like there's some joke in there about Robert Goulet, but Robert creme brulee.
Oh, that might be a good drag king name.
Right?
We'll have to think on that.
Robert creme brulee.
Oh my god. Wah, wah. That casserole that her sister brings over is like some shit my sister would make. Totally, like she...
And yet you know it's good.
Maybe. My sister picked up some shit from living in Minnesota, and I just nasty stuff. I mean...
Oh my god.
I mean, I guess you have to pack on the calories when you live in a place that cold.
Oh, 100%.
But...
Here you pack on those calories, you burn up and die.
they don't go anywhere. They just affix themselves to you and don't leave. What was I gonna say? The aunt. I love the aunt. The like drunk aunt. She was funny. She's like a character actress, and
She is. That woman's been in so many things.
Yeah, she's in a lot of stuff, but I can't pinpoint any of it.
I swear she's in Aaron Brockovich is like one thing she's in.
I don't know.
And she's in like just random movies. Like she just plays random characters in random movies.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
and she's
Exactly.
so good at it. She's hilarious. She has amazing timing.
She does. That was just like, it was just such a great, sarcastic, bitchy, alcoholic aunt, you know? What I probably would have been, except I stopped drinking, but... So they all sit down to have dinner, and once again, Adam Scott is really hot, and and the kid looks out the window. You know, well, first it was a dinner scene, an awkward dinner scene, which I love.
Which, yeah, is in a lot of these movies.
Yeah,
awkward dinner scene.
I mean, yeah, and Toni Collette at a
awkward dinner scene.
I have a lot of notes about her in this, just because
she didn't really monologue in this one at the dinner scene.
She didn't,
but
and I
she
missed
was there.
it. But she was that she wanted to.
You could tell she.
You could tell she wanted to.
You could tell she was holding it back.
She was holding.
She was saving it for Hereditary.
Yes,
because that came out later.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know what the timeline on when this came out. All right. The kid looks out the window. There's like a menacing looking snowman. I mean, that really looks like a Muppet, honestly.
It's creepy because of how weirdly perfect it looks.
Yeah. It did look very much like a Jim Henson creation. Though,
yeah.
And I was kind of waiting for it to, come alive and start dancing. Like the one, did you ever...
just in the front yard, like those weird puppets in Labyrinth. Just
yeah. Did you see that Muppet... it's a Muppet Christmas show. It was like a TV one, though.
That sounds familiar.
Did you ever see that? They all go to Fozzie's house, like his mom's house, for Christmas. There's some dancing snowmen. There's like... Yeah. I love that one.
I don't think I can remember.
That is the best Muppet, like, Christmas thing.
Really?
For sure.
I'm going to have to look this up.
I think it's just, like, on YouTube. I haven't seen it anywhere else.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was, like, a TV thing. Anyway. So, the power goes out.
Yes.
There's a storm.
A blizzard rolls in.
Yeah, like a really crazy blizzard.
This is after he rips up his letter to Santa.
Oh, see, I missed that.
Throws it out the window.
I didn't write that plot point down.
He gets made fun of by his cousins and rips up his letter to Santa because he just is sick of his family, and then throws it out the window.
And then it flies up into the sky in a very 80s fantasy movie sort of 100%. Way. It was really funny. But then the power goes out.
Then the power goes out.
Okay.
Blizzard rolls in, power goes out.
The kid doesn't leave yet. No, so is it the sister? I'm so bad with these characters. Okay.
The sister, Beth, is the one that leaves first.
Oh, okay, like the kid's sister. The mom's sister brings in this bag of gifts she finds on the front porch, which was foreshadowing.
Yes.
It was obviously from Krampus.
Yes. We got the DHL driver, which we do see his truck later, and him frozen.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, there is another bag outside, and it looks like a Santa sack of presents.
Except, I mean, it obviously looked spooky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very raggedy Santa bag.
Yeah. Again, the very poor judgment of people in movies. Like, this random sack of presents that no one ordered.
I just love that the guy was like, when she's like, "Oh, is this from you?" And he's like, "No, it must have been the boys in brown."
Oh my god. I missed that. But anyway, the kid's sister goes out of the house to walk to her boyfriend's house. I do like that everything, like, at some point when she's out there shifts to, like, a blue filter. Like, really, and it kind of stays like that for the rest of the movie when it's outside.
Yeah, and I love the fact that, like, even in the beginning when you're not sure yet of what's going on, it's still the way they have the snow build up and everything outside even during the day. It just feels very isolating. Like, it's just this neighborhood. You have no idea what's going on in the rest of the world. It's just this neighborhood.
Yeah. And I mean, and obviously the snow is, like, unnaturally high and the ice is Krampus makes his first appearance
on the rooftop.
On the roof. I will say he, like, doesn't disappoint. He did not disappoint me. It was just, it looked really cool. I have to say, like, that was the one thing of this movie that looked really cool.
I love the way they made him look in this.
Yeah.
It's like normally in the tradition of Krampus, like, so when we get later on in it, when we zoom in on the face that he's wearing, you do see goat eyes.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah.
Because, like, normally in tradition, he looks just like a goat man. Horns, hooves, things like that. I mean, basically what I guess Satan would kind of look like.
Kind of. That's a whole
It's like a
other
whole half goat, half man
freaking
thing.
story of, like, the horned god and pagan stuff. I'm not
Pagan
even
stuff,
gonna
yeah.
get into that. But anyway.
But yeah, he definitely looks more. He doesn't. They don't really put him in the full goat form in this, or like they don't show it.
Yeah.
Except for the hooves. The hooves they show, and then they show the eyes later on. But
Yeah.
this is like a different take on the appearance of Krampus, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I liked it.
Because they call him the Shadow of St. Nicholas, and they make him look like a creepy version of Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Which I think makes sense.
Totally, yeah.
For this, at least. And this introduction to him coming and jumping onto the roof,
Mm-hmm.
and then chasing her down the street
Yeah.
with that howl that he has
Yeah.
is amazing.
That was good. It gave me a lot of promise for, like, it might be scary, but, I mean,
Yeah.
the movie wasn't that scary. But, I mean, it was still good, though.
Yeah.
Also, what wasn't scary was, like, the music at first. Like, the music that was playing when she was stuck under the DHL truck, or some kind of truck.
It was the
I can't
DHL
remember.
truck.
It was that truck. It was, like, almost comedy-like.
I almost forgot about that because, like, when she's being chased, it's creepy. Creepy
Yeah.
music, creepy whatever. And then she gets on there and it's like doing under there and it's like doing this. It just sounds like Home Alone kind of Christmas music for a second or like whatever. And then it shuts off whenever he disappears again and doesn't see her under the car.
Yeah.
Of course, then we get the Jack in the Box scare.
Yeah.
Which you think is going to be a jump scare and it's not.
It's not, no.
But, which like it didn't need to be. But
That's true. That's cheap thrills.
The only thing I felt bad for with this actress in it is that she's gone for the rest of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
She got her 15 minutes.
Yeah.
She's out.
Like, truly 15 minutes. Oh.
She does come back in at the end, but like this is just like she's the first one.
Yeah.
First one to see Krampus is the first one to get taken.
And then her family doesn't see her, so they decide they're going to go out and look for her and drive out in Lucinda, the Hummer, to find their daughter.
I still liked this part with the creep factor. So while this is like fun horror movie,
yeah,
there's some parts of it that are really well done creepy wise.
Yeah, there was some of that. Sure.
And this part with the snowplow, and then they realize that her boyfriend's house has just been completely wrecked.
Yeah.
And obviously Krampus has like taken over their house and taken them too.
Yeah.
Is really, it's just creepy them walking around, and then while they're doing that back at the house, they're hearing stuff in the attic, and things are getting escalating over their place while it's happening.
Yeah, I thought it was like Krampus landing on the roof, but I think it was like the gifts opening up, which I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Anyway. So the uncle gets swallowed by the snow a little bit.
There's something in the snow.
What I'd like to call a snow worm. I mean, it reminded me of like sandworms in like Beetlejuice or something.
He didn't do the sand walk.
Oh yeah, and he didn't do the dune.
Didn't
walk,
do the dune sand walk. Worm found him.
Yep. Worm sign.
Now Adam Scott with a gun. Did that make him Hunter?
I'm not sure. Depends on what he was going after.
That's very true.
Was he hunting down a CEO? Because
that might add a little to him.
Anyway. Lucinda got destroyed.
Oh, yes. The Hummer was destroyed.
Yeah. Oh, the uncle got away, by the way.
The uncle got away.
Uncle got away.
Yeah. Hummer was destroyed as he yells, Lucinda, into the blizzard.
That was really good.
I still haven't found the daughter, but Lucinda's the most important.
Truly. And then we cut back to the house, and Grandma has a big badass knife.
Oh, the cleaver she had in the kitchen.
She just has this cleaver.
And the kid, Max, is just Grandma's being weird. She's just sitting there with a cleaver.
So I wish that she had like a big moment at some point
I kind of wish she would have fought
where
him.
she like fought him and like with the cleaver
Yeah.
and like just went down fighting.
She just gets taken.
That would have been better.
I wish she would have just fought him.
I really wanted to see
Hit
her.
him in the face.
Yeah, I really wanted to see that. The fire. She kept saying to keep the fire going, so
Yes.
Krampus doesn't come down the chimney.
Keep the fire
essentially.
hot.
Yeah, keep the fire hot. The fire goes out though because someone falls asleep
Yeah.
on guard duty.
Yeah. They're set up for guard duty. David Koechner. So he's like, I'll take the first one.
Yeah,
Falls
always.
asleep.
Yeah.
Candles are all burning out. Fire goes out. Everybody's in the living room. And that's when we get a hook on a chain coming down the chimney.
Fishing for kids.
Fishing for kids
So
with an attached, fluffy looking gingerbread man.
So funny. God, that was like so. That was like Willy Wonka to me.
Hilarious.
Where the fat kid goes for the gingerbread,
Oh,
takes
yeah.
a bite out of
Of
it,
course.
and goes up the chimney.
Gingerbread comes to life, screams at him,
Oh my God.
wraps the chain around him, and then whistles to get taken back up and leans on it like he's super cool.
I love that. That was just so. That was like a.
See, that right there is fun Christmas horror.
That was fun. It was like, Shrek gingerbread man kind of like.
100%.
It was so funny.
The Muffin Man!
So dumb. And then we all get over this kid being sucked out the chimney pretty quickly, and
they're worried about it. They're trying to go outside to do it. There's more snowmen in the yard now that came out of nowhere. One of
Yeah.
them actually looks like the kid.
yeah.
And then they can see creatures hiding behind it. And then Tony Collette's like, you need to get inside. And just lock the door. Fuck the kid.
I mean, it's funny because, like, right after the kid gets taken, Toni Collette seems far more upset about it than the parents.
And I think it's because she saw the gingerbread man alive.
That's true.
And wasn't expecting to see
I think
that.
it might be because she's a good actress, too.
Exactly.
She
She saw something traumatic, and now she's
And
traumatized.
she reacted.
And she reacted to it.
Acting is reacting. And then we get Grandma's story of how she first met the Krampus, or called the Krampus, really.
I love this part of the movie. There was so many people in this movie came out were not fans of this movie.
Yeah.
And I think at the time, it was like 2015. I think at the time people just took it way too seriously. Because like there was campy movies then, but I feel like now more so than ever, camp is like a thing.
Camp's coming back, which I love.
It's like a thing
Yeah.
now. And I feel like if this movie came out today, maybe a little different, obviously, if it's been however many years.
Yeah.
People would have loved it today because it was stupid and campy.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, people took it way too seriously. I feel like people just like hated on it. And I'm like, it's not supposed to be serious.
No, not at all.
It's supposed to be funny and just kind of stupid scary.
Yeah.
Like, this is still a scary situation, but the way it's presented is just funny.
Yeah.
Because it's ridiculous.
Exactly.
And I loved that a lot of people got weird about this part, but I love that they added in stop motion animation as a way to tell the grandma's story as she's telling it.
That was my favorite part.
I will always have respect for people who do stop motion animation.
Yeah.
Always. Because that is a dying art form, and people like Ika and Henry Selick are keeping it alive right now, barely. And I will always appreciate people who do that. So even having a little bit of it in there, and it's so well animated.
It was
using
really well
shadows
done.
and like paper and stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah. I loved it. And I loved that she magically shifted into English, like full fluent English. During this
when she's telling the story, which I mean just means it's serious.
Exactly.
You know it's serious when the full German grandmother comes out with the English.
It reminded me of, because I don't know whether they were directly spoofing this or not, but on American Dad, Klaus starts telling a German story, like a German fairy tale, to Steve and Snot, and it like becomes this. It's also done in like a little I mean, the whole show's animated, but it was like a little like puppet animated kind of part, and it just kept going into like what is it like Bertushka dolls? What are those? Russian dolls. Let's say Russian doll kind of
Oh,
thing.
the
where
Russian nesting doll?
there was like a story inside of a story
Yeah.
inside of a story, and they started getting pissed off because he wouldn't stop telling stories.
The babushka Russian nesting doll.
I think they're called Petrushka dolls.
Petrushka doll?
I think that's what they're called. I may be wrong. But anyway, Grandma goes back to speaking German.
Yeah. As Max translates.
Exactly. The sister, the mom's sister. God, this is how we're defining the characters.
Alison Tolman.
Thank you. Alison Tolman
Alison
finds the gifts from Krampus under the tree at this point and almost opens one of them to rewrap it.
Yes, which, like, when you look at their gifts compared to the ones from Krampus, it's like, yeah, this is a Jack-in-the-Box toy that looks like it was from 1925.
Yeah, like, where did this come from?
Should probably question this before I open it.
Yeah. And the men decide that they're going to go try to get the snowplow because this became like a zombie survival movie all of a sudden to me.
I mean...
where they have to like go out and get to the snowplow, and then they're going to drive to this, and then they're going to,
Go look at the like evacuation center. They go look at over here to see if there was anything left, the shelter.
Exactly. It felt like The Walking Dead. I was like, okay. And Toni Collette grabs an axe, and she just looks natural with it.
She just looks so natural with that axe.
She just looks right with it, and I don't... Is it because she's done so many horror movies? I don't know.
I will say Toni Collette's got a nice axe.
She's got a great axe.
She's got a great axe.
And at this point, also, the toys have broken free
from the presence
in the present moment. Oh.
Oh no.
And everyone goes up to the attic because they heard such a clatter. They go to the
arose such a
clatter. And the gingerbread men come to life in the bottom part of the house, where David Koechner needs to fight them.
Yeah,
and that is just a great moment.
Yeah, David Koechner dealing with gingerbread men shooting a nail gun at him.
So good.
While Toni Collette and Adam Scott are upstairs dealing with what I could only describe as a jester snake coming out of a Jack-in-the-Box
with like a predator mouth.
With a predator mouth that opens like that as it's swallowing one of Alison Tolman's kids.
Yeah. Oh god, and then I'm sorry. Toni Collette's scream there and like everything, like she is acting. Anyway.
She is acting. Even while being attacked by a doll angel.
Yeah. Or what does she scream, like, shoot the thing, shoot at her. It's just so good.
Yeah.
And then the angel, the like,
teddy bear.
Vicious angel, the teddy bear.
Well, then they're in the attic, and the angel tries to hang Toni Collette with some lights, and I'm just sitting here thinking...
Not again.
I'm like, wow, a few years later, you'll be cutting your head off in the attic in Hereditary.
I know. It's like foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing just for her career.
Wow.
Just don't go into attics, Toni Collette.
Yeah.
Stop going into attics.
Stop doing that. Also, don't fuck with Toni Collette either.
Oh, seriously.
Don't fuck with her.
I don't know
she will cut her own head off. Anyway, this whole part was just utter camp, and then David Koechner like shoots the gingerbread men or sets them on fire somehow. I don't remember.
He shoots a lantern.
He shoots the lantern. He sets them on fire, and then they come rushing at him, and he like blows their little heads off, and then the last one comes flying through the air in slow-mo with a sharpened candy cane, and then the dog eats it. I mean, it's just
it's perfect.
It's so good.
The other thing I was gonna bring up is, when the kid is being sucked up the chimney, we finally get like a log gets pushed out of the fire and catches the Christmas tree on fire.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, this is the first time this house has been on fire with the amount of candles they put around, wreaths and garland. And you saw those flames; they're at least 3 inches high. For some reason, those candles were burning so high it could hit the ceiling.
That was so funny. I noticed that only when Toni Collette was talking to Adam Scott, and they were next to the counter, and there was a candle there, and the flame
The flame is
is
gigantic.
like 6 inches high.
I was like, where did they get these candles?
I know. So funny.
Is it supposed to look supernatural? Like, I'm super confused
And
right
you
now.
just have like a bare candle burning on your
Oh my god, they're
kitchen
on,
table.
It's like kitchen table, and then they're on the mantle.
Yeah, nothing under
next
them.
to the
Nothing.
garland, like literally next to it, to the point that like the fact that it wasn't melting at least was insane.
So funny.
And then when David Hector falls asleep, you see one of the candles next to the ant still burning like a 3-foot flame, all the way burned down on the side table, just wax dripping off the thing. And I'm like, did it
So
not catch
funny.
on fire?
Right next to the baby.
Just right next to the baby.
I wrote down here the bear, the teddy bear.
The teddy bear.
It's started to remind me of like Critters or something.
A little
like
bit.
That. Yeah, it was kind of like which I have amazingly seen.
Well, to me, every other like monster thing is very creepy. Christmas toy, Christmas whatever.
Yeah,
For some reason, the teddy bear always to me seemed like it should have been in a different movie.
it did seem out of place.
And it seemed out of place even with the monsters.
It did.
And it's just,
Yeah.
I think it was just the style.
Yeah,
I think if it was more of like a traditional teddy bear,
yeah,
it would have looked normal.
or like an Elf on the Shelf or something.
Oh my god.
Which they get
Elf
to
on a
elves,
Shelf would
but-
have been perfect.
Yeah, I mean they have the elves, which they come in next. I forgot.
Yeah, the evil elves that
The
obviously
evil-
left Santa's workshop to become Krampus's little minions.
Yeah. I mean,
Unless they were just taken because they were bad.
they don't
one
have to
year.
make stuff. They don't. It's not slave labor down there. So
No, they just have to steal kids.
yeah, I mean they really have it much easier. So you get to like steal kids,
You have to steal children and
terrify people, and run
Yeah.
around, wear masks. Why not? Seems like a better deal for them.
I don't need no workshop.
When the elves come in, they forgot about the baby again because they forgot the baby out in the car at the beginning of the movie.
They forget about the baby in the car.
They forget the baby again.
Forgot the baby over here. Then there's like the third or fourth time they've forgotten where the baby is until
Yeah.
Alison Tillman's like, "Where's the baby?"
Where's the baby?
And
Oh,
then
no,
it's
they took
already
the
out the
baby.
window with an elf. Baby's gone.
Because just like Candyman, someone flies backward out the window.
Through the window. It's the ant.
The
the ant
ant.
flies backwards through the window after getting chained up.
And I love that her reaction is just like, well, life's a bitch.
He's like, "I'll see you in hell, motherfucker."
And then enter Krampus, finally.
Yes, so the family leaves, the grandma decides to stay behind, and Krampus finally comes down the chimney. Officially.
Well, with apropos
Officially.
music.
Yes.
Because it's like up on the rooftop is playing.
Yeah.
Which is just perfect.
Click, click, click.
I wrote they all make a run for it, except Grandma. She wants to fight Krampus herself.
Face down the demon.
Wants to face him down.
And then she gets taken.
It was so disappointing.
It was...
No fight, nothing.
It is a really cool reveal of his face, though.
It is.
So the whole time up until now, you really just see his horns, the silhouette, the coat.
Yeah.
This is kind of like face reveal, and what it looks like he's wearing is a very creepy, like, I cut Santa's face off and turn it into a mask.
Yeah.
And put it over my goat face.
I think the reveal of his like entire body, like it was good character design, and I feel like the whole reveal of him in that moment was like perfect with his hands coming out.
It was a very good reveal
It was
moment.
really good.
Yeah.
It was a good like costume / puppet type thing.
Yeah.
You know, really good. And especially like the profile view of him when he's confronting the grandma, you know, like, it was just good. And I get why she didn't put up a fight, because she feels like she is the one that killed her family. I guess so. Like, okay,
She wants
I
to
guess
face
I
it
get
once and for all because she feels like she's responsible
Yeah.
for
yeah,
why her family disappeared a long time ago.
Yeah.
And as she should. No, I'm just kidding.
As she should. That nasty old bit. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, family gets away thanks to Grandma, and then they're heading towards the snowplow.
Mm-hmm.
But then Mr. Snowworm comes
The snowworm comes back.
ends up taking Adam Scott, Allison Tolman, and Toni Collette with it.
I wish we could have seen it.
I wanted to at least see what it
I
looked
want
like.
to know what it was. What I mean, I'm sure there might have been absolutely no imagination to what it was
Sure.
by the creators. Who knows, but whole family's
Snowplow, of
killed.
course, won't start.
Yeah, of course. Why would it?
For the kids, and then the cousin gets taken, and now Max is alone.
I like the when he was trying to start the car, and he's like, "We have a hybrid."
He's like, I don't know how this works. We have a hybrid.
So funny. Whole
Cramp-
family's dead. Everyone's dead.
Everyone's gone except for him, and Krampus ends up coming to him and leaving him the same bell that it left his grandmother.
Yeah.
However many years ago, that says Krampus on it, little jingle bell.
Yeah.
And he decides that's not good enough. He goes back and tries to get his family back.
Little greedy bastard. Yeah, he confronts Krampus. Krampus opens up hell or something, I guess.
It's the underworld.
Yeah.
And you think for a moment...
Oh, you think it's going to be a heartwarming...
because Krampus,
moment.
wipes away one of his tears with his, long fingernail or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can see his goat eyes. Only to have his cousin get thrown into the pit, and him too.
Yeah.
Because Krampus doesn't play games.
No, he kills everyone. He doesn't leave.
He says, fuck them kids.
Yeah. His list is some names.
His list is definitive.
Crossing them all off.
Yeah. These are definitive orders.
At first, I thought this was going to be one of the worst movie endings that you can possibly do, where it was all just a dream. Because I hate that. Hate
they play
so
that up.
They really did play it up.
And along with everybody forgetting.
Exactly. Exactly.
Until Max, of course, gets his present, and it ends up being the bell. And when everybody sees the bell, they all remember everything.
Yeah.
Which, can you imagine? You forget for a second, and then you're one of those kids, and you remember, oh, I got eaten by a gigantic jester snake Jack-in-the-Box.
Yeah. And now I'm stuck in snow globe hell.
In Krampus's
it's always
lair.
Christmas or something. I don't know.
Christmas 365, 24/7.
Well, he said he wanted Christmas to be how it used to be, so I guess that's kind of what it was. Is he got his wish in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, and it'll always be Christmas.
It's one of those be careful what you wish for kind of situations.
Yeah.
And of course, then it ends with seeing all the other snow globes that Krampus has collected over time of people's homes and everything.
Yeah.
And then all of his minions attack the camera.
Oh yeah, that was very Gremlins.
Little cheesy Gremlins
ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All in all, to me, it was just a fun Christmas themed horror movie.
Yeah.
That actually used Christmas themed attacks and traps and everything. Again, that was a problem I had with Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
It's there was maybe 2 Thanksgiving related killings.
Yeah.
You could have called that movie anything else.
It could have been about anything.
You could have just called it Black Friday and just made it about Black Friday.
Oh, that would have been a good idea.
But yeah, this one overall it's one of those that you could watch with a family because it's PG-13 horror.
It really wasn't. Yeah,
it's not rated R gruesome horror.
Yeah,
it's fun, campy Gremlins PG-13 horror.
Exactly.
Even Gremlins gets a little crazier than that.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. There was actually blood in the Gremlins. Yeah.
But it was the 80s.
True, things were scarier.
PG-13 meant something whole different back then.
Even kids' movies were scary.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, Labyrinth is still kind of a little creepy.
Oh, Labyrinth is, if you look at that movie objectively, terrifying.
Yeah, and my favorite one, The Dark Crystal, is a Muppet movie, for God's sake, and it's
still creepy.
Very dark.
All Jim Henson.
Very dark.
Because he's psycho.
Oh, he's wonderful. I love him.
But he's amazing.
Yeah. Maybe we should do the Muppets Haunted Mansion.
Oh my god.
That's horror adjacent.
Horror adjacent. Bring in the kids movie, horror movies.
Yeah.
I mean, we might be doing a Disney one at some point. True.
Well, I liked this. I actually really liked this. It was really campy, dumb.
Yeah.
If you're looking for an actual scary horror movie, this is not it.
No, this is more the fun watch with your family kind of
Yeah.
Christmas horror movie.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna give this. I think I'm gonna give this. Yeah, I'm waffling on this between 3.5 and 4 Krampus bells for this one. I'm gonna go 3.5 Krampus bells because it was good.
I'm gonna say 3 gingerbread men and 1 missing its head.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
so
enough.
3.5 gingerbread men.
So three and a third.
3 1/3 of
Gingerbread
gingerbread
men,
men. But it's a really good 3 1/3 gingerbread men.
Yeah. I thought this was good. Next time we'll be doing another festive movie probably since it's the holidays.
Yes, since it is close to Christmas, we'll be doing another Christmas-related horror movie.
Yeah. We
but
won't
also,
tell you what it is.
We will not tell you what it is. We will leave clues on our Instagram if you'd like to follow us on Instagram.
Sometimes our clues are obvious, sometimes they're not.
Yes.
The ones for this one were probably really
are going to
I'm
be
sure.
obvious. And they get more obvious the closer it gets to releasing the episode.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can follow us on Instagram at Horror Legend Pod.
Yep.
I believe YouTube is the same.
Yeah.
And we are also on Spotify as well.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, leave us comments.
Yes, comment questions.
You can DM us questions, whether that's about horror movies or if you just want to know more about us. Obviously, within reason on the personal stuff.
Yeah. You can DM us anything.
This is my AMA. Ask me anything.
Well, thank you for listening, and we will see you. You won't see us, you'll hear us. We'll see you next time on Horror Legends. Goodbye.
Goodbye.